Welcome, guys. Welcome to our latest episode of Footy Fantasy Podcast. I'm EJ, and I'm here today with Toby. You can say hi.
Hi guys.
And Onome.
Hello.
Long time no see, Onome. You've not been on the podcast in a while.
Ayo hasn't invited me in a long time, so I'll just blame him.
Okay, sure. We'll bring Ayo. But yeah, as you know, today has been an interesting day of sports. I'm not in the mood. I don't want to be here today. As you can see my shirt. You know what I was rooting for. But it's okay. It's okay. You can see my tagline. It didn't come home. So that's what we're going to start with. It did not come home. England versus Spain review and talking points. We'll start with you, Toby. What did you think about the match today and how it ended?
I will say the better team won. I think if you've watched I haven't seen every single Spain game. I haven't watched all the games in the Euros, but I've seen a couple of times, and just reading all the analysis, they've been the best team as a team. Maybe not all the best individual players, maybe not the most fanciful, but their midfield is solid. They have two great wingers. They can be caught up defensively, but they had Rodri in the middle. So they've been the best team because they've used the players they have in their right positions. Now, I still thought that England could win, and England could have beaten them, but I felt it would be a tight game. What I didn't see happening was Southgate not learning a lot of his lessons, and I still saw a lot of dysfunction in how England was set up initially. So ultimately, England scored a really good goal, right? So you can't say they were unlucky because Spain had the better chances. Like Pickford kept them in the game. So you can't, yes, it's 2-1, right? At the death, could have gone to extra time. It's 2-1 at the death, but it could easily have been 4-1, right? Right. So, or maybe even 5, right? So, yes, Declan Rice had that ball. There was a goal saved on the line. I think it was followed by, was it Greeley that had that follow-up header? Great. Yeah. So, whatever. You want to say 5-2, but on the balance of play, Spain deserved the victory. So, I think England should learn from this competition. And I think now that they've lost, they just need to get rid of Southgate and his entire coaching staff and let someone come in with fresh eyes and pick the best players for the positions. I think if England had won, they might have given Southgate another 2 years and you'd have gone to the World Cup. Or if you had even tried to remove him, a lot of people would have said, well, how dare you? He's been the most successful English manager. But I think now everyone can be rational and look at how England got to the finals and how England has played and how his perceived loyalty to Harry Kane and willingness, or should I say unwillingness, to make changes, the right changes, let me put it that way. And I think you just need a new coaching staff to look at, because England is talented and they're still going to remain talented like for the next 4-8 years, right? So I just think a fresh set of eyes. It's not a shame to get to the final and lose. But the better team won. They just need to accept that and move on.
Okay. We'll get to Southgate at the end of this. We'll talk about Southgate to a longer extent. But Onome, let's hear from you.
Well, Toby has covered it really. My thoughts exactly. I thought Spain were better overall. They played better. They passed the ball cleaner, completed more passes, dominated the game. England kind of sat back and hoping to get a transition or to isolate Cucurella against Saka. I didn't think that worked at all because even when they got to the balls, they didn't really have anything to do at the final third. They just lost the ball and Spain just recycled and came back at them. So I wasn't surprised. I just thought that England will have more about them, just given the quality in the team. So they'll have more verve and be able to get more confidence to do better than what they've. For example, in Netherlands game, I thought they played a bit better than the other parts of the tournament. So I thought they'll take that win and kind of pour them on into the final. And what I don't really understand is that this is a final. Come out and just play, be free. I mean, you've been in the first final with Italy, right? You scored first, and then you sat back, and then Italy got back, and you lost. And now this is another chance to kind of come out of your shell and just play. I mean, we watch them every week in, week out, and we see what they can do. So it was quite disappointing, and it's quite sad as well because the quality and the outcome doesn't really match. It's like having this ingenious kid and you're expecting so much out of them and they just don't produce. It's such a letdown. If
Mm.
if they didn't have this much quality and get to the final and then lose out to, you'll be like, yeah, well enough. They've tried to get it, but you have so much quality all through the park, and there's nothing, just nothing. And the like Toby touched on, the changes were quite. And the biggest part for me is probably we'll touch later on during Southgate's talk. But if you look at the Spain squad, they don't really have a standard star like a big name player. Even Yamal, they all talk about, it's not really a big name player in Barcelona. Apart from, I think the only big name player is Rodri, really.
I
I,
mean, some people
I
with pedigree. They have like the two Carvajal
yeah,
and
yeah. And Pedri is missing. And in the second half, they took off Rodri and put in this guy
Mendy.
Zubimendi.
Yeah,
I've
he's a
never
baller
heard of
though.
him,
But he's good.
Oh, he's good. We've been trying to sign him at Arsenal for a while.
but I've never seen him play, for example.
Yeah.
And if you contrast England's midfield versus Spain's midfield, there should be no competition, really.
I think.
I mean,
I,
Fabian Ruiz plays for PSG and he's not like a dominant player in PSG. Rodri,
Yeah.
we know Rodri, but you can combat that with Declan Rice.
Yeah.
And then you have
yeah.
Odin and Bellingham. And then you have Menu. He played 4 people in the middle of the park and still they couldn't get on the ball. It was really disappointing.
Yeah. Let me take some comments before I
Yeah.
give my own thoughts. Yeah. Olga Kwame comes with the England hating comments. The football gods will never have never allowed them to win today. And then 3 lions looking like 3 chihuahuas. F out of here. Yeah. So I think for me, like Toby said, the whole tournament has been kind of dicey for England. We've seen them like scrap through games, win ugly, and just kind of use their talent to survive. Like that's kind of what we see, individual brilliance surviving games. We saw Bellingham's wonder strike. We saw Saka individual goal and then penalties. And then we saw what's his name? Watkins win the game for them against Netherlands. I don't think Netherlands was that great anyway, even throughout the whole tournament.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think that the true contest came. Switzerland was Switzerland was good. Slovenia with Slovakia, I can't remember which one they played. That was a good one. But this has been their true test. And even though the scoreline is tight, it's because we know Southgate, as I'm seeing on my TV. We know this guy is like a defense merchant. Like he wants you to just absorb. And the first thing I saw when we started playing, I say we because I'm supporting England wholeheartedly. I don't know if I'll do it again for the next tournament if Southgate is still the coach, but
He won't be.
yeah.
He might go to World Cup, shot. I may be wrong.
Oh gosh.
But
Anyway, and I mean, I didn't expect England to be here just because every game has been dicey. I did predict them in the finals. I predicted them to win, but that was just me supporting the team. I think they should be surprised that they're here. And Southgate's just his team selection has been weird. I'm not going to pretend to know what he should have done instead, but I think when he sees, like today, he took off Kane early, took him off at 60 minutes. I think that was a good move, but he should have also taken Foden off. I feel like Foden wasn't bringing anything to the table, and he hasn't. This whole tournament, he's only had one good game. So
but
why?
DJ, he took him off because he was losing.
Yeah.
Yes.
If he wasn't losing, if it was 0-0, he would have been on till like 85th minute. He would have made a change. He was forced to make the change.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
He's
a very reactionary coach. He doesn't have it doesn't seem like he has. Yes, it seems like he can make decisions, but he only makes decisions when I'm like, you're drawing the game. You're not winning. This game needed to be won. So why are you still sitting back? Why are they able to pin you back? Why can't your team pass forward? Why can't your team create any chances? Now, are we saying that Spain was making them do that versus England not being able, not do? I don't know. So just overall, I think again, Cole Palmer great goal by Cole Palmer. It was Bellingham assist. I know. Saka pre-assist. I'll take what I can get. But overall, this performance today was just like, I think England was lucky not to have been down 5-0. Like there was a time where after the half, when Williams scored that first goal, another goal could have happened next 2 minutes. And then
Omo had a chance. Yamal had two chances.
Yes.
He should have buried.
They're
And
lucky.
then I think there was another one again. Should have easily been 5.
And they're crying. You should be happy. Nothing to cry about. You should be like, we just escaped humiliation today. So let me see. I think Aya has a comment. I think there was no need for the back 5. Is that what they played, the back 5?
No, it was the back 4. I think it was the back 4.
It was a back 4 out of possession, because when you looked at it, there was a time I saw 2 lines of 4.
Okay.
And you could clearly see but it was 4-4. It ended up being a 4-4-2 out of possession. Okay. At least the one scene I caught all 4 of them, I saw 2 lines of 4, and I saw basically Foden and Kane. No, Foden and Kane.
Oh, up front.
That's the two. As the two. I mean, they were defending, so it wasn't really up front. It was by the halfway line. Let's be clear. We're talking about Foden and Kane at the halfway line, the back 4, and then Saka, Mainu, Kane, Rice, and Bellingham.
Yeah,
that was it. I
think until I saw Saka on the wing, which was after like 15 minutes, until I saw him on the wings, England wasn't doing anything.
Nothing.
He was right there in the middle. I was like, why is he playing so close to the middle? And then they put him on the wings, and then they could get him the ball, and he had good moments.
I think you said something that England has never played possession football in an attacking, progressive sense this tournament. So if you've never done it this tournament with your formation, you're not going to do it on a final when there is pressure, right? Spain has played the same way every game.
Yes.
Right? They know their striker is useless, whether it's Morata or this final guy. So they're like, okay, you just go and do rubbish. We're going to play with our pacey wingers. We're going to release them, and we're going to find them in space. 1-2. So your job as that 9 is to find the wingers. And how many times were you seeing through balls to those guys? I was counting it. I was like, there goes another. You could see it happen. I'm like, it's just, so for me, I just feel like, man, like this is, I think people could say, oh, are we overhyping the England players to say, oh, well, they're that good? I think you're only as good as a team is coached, right? And you can watch Brighton go buy a bunch of no-name players and coach them really well and play really decent football, right? And unfortunately, at the international stage, they don't have the time. But Southgate is also not the manager that's going to do that to this England team. But those are the managers that most of these players, other than the United ones, have in their club, because everyone knows Ten Hag is shite, right? But the rest of them have proper possession managers, and so they're like, "What's this guy asking me to do here?" Right? So my point is, go get a modern manager for England. Look at there's 3 or 4 Crystal Palace players in England.
Yeah,
and why is that? It's because they all have good managers. Oli Watkins scored 30-some, he had like 30-some goals and assists. Why is that? He's got a good manager.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, these guys know how to play in a system, but you have a dinosaur manager that's more of, let's keep unity on the camp. I have my leaders that have been with me for the past 10 years. Harry Kane, used to be Maguire, and those guys. I have these guys, so let's keep them on. And that's why he could never, and I'm sorry, we have to talk about Foden's competition, because every other person at least delivered, right? As much as you want to criticize everyone, Manu put in some good performances, Rice put in some good performances, Saka did some good performances.
Palmer scored.
Kane scored his penalty and one scuff goal. Bellingham saved them one time. And Foden, I'm never going to blame the player because everyone knows he's a great player. I blame the manager for not getting the best out of him and for not. It's just, if he didn't have that talent, it would be one other thing. But you see these guys, so on the next point, like we see these guys play week in, week out, right? So it's not like, it's like this is foreign to them. So ultimately, I think they should hold their head up high and say, you know what? We got to the finals again. This manager has done his best. This is his type of football.
Yes.
It's not going to change. This is Southgate for you. He's the most pragmatic defensive guy.
Yes.
And so it doesn't matter. And England should just say, okay, thank you very, very much. you've done really, really well. And to be fair to him, he's done better than most.
Anyone else in history for England.
So they should.
Yeah, I do agree. Giving him that credit is fair, but personally, I can make England play exactly like this. I don't need to do anything. Really, I don't need. I mean, the PRO stuff he did was nice, but any manager can make England play like this. So it's
But
not
to
hard
manage
for-
the egos, right? To manage,
Yeah,
his
exactly.
culture-wise,
I
culture-wise.
feel like
Yeah,
he's
totally.
overestimating how hard it is to manage these egos, like by his own behavior. I feel like these people are team players. Like I don't know what's going on inside the camp, so I'm not going
You
to say
remember
that
England before Southgate? They
Yeah,
were a
I mean,
mess.
that's different. That's a different crop
different
of players.
generation, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like, are you telling me he brought Harry Kane off? I didn't see Harry Kane signaling that I'm not coming off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Well, how would Kane have behaved if he didn't start him in the final?
I mean, you can start Harry Kane, but
How
bring him
Foden
up
have behaved
first.
if he didn't start Foden in the final?
Well, he should have. Foden doesn't deserve to have started the final.
Go tell that to Mika Richards that's always shouting that English rebuilding the team around Foden.
He's
Like
ground.
all this, England's
Like,
their own worst enemy. English players
Foden,
and
like,
English
they
pundits.
played for they made so many accommodations for Phil Foden, and at no point did he deliver on any of them except
But
for one.
it's still down to the manager, right? It's still
Yeah.
down to the manager. If he was a strong character, he would build a balanced squad. Think
Yes.
about it. There's this Anthony Gordon who was ripping people to shreds on the left wing for
Did he
Newcastle.
even play? Did he play a minute?
He played like
Yeah,
the
maybe, I
last
think-
game against Slovenia
Yeah,
or
the last
something.
group game.
The last group game, or when they were down and looking for a goal, and he came back and he
Because he must be pissed.
Of
He
Man.
must be pissed.
I mean, Ben White to say I'm not playing.
yeah.
I mean,
Then White said he's not coming. I knew. I was like,
what's the
don't
bloody
spoil your
point?
reputation.
Anthony Gordon is a fantastic left wing player.
Yeah.
He didn't start
Anthony
Anthony Gordon for Newcastle.
For Newcastle,
He
yeah,
didn't
he's a
play-
good player.
He didn't play anything, and he's very direct, almost like Nico Williams.
Yeah.
Do something that's direct and. I mean, you don't have to start Bellingham and Foden.
At
Foden.
the same time.
Why?
And
Why do you
every
have to
day
start?
he did that. Every single game. He
Why
wasn't
do you
even
have to do
curious to try. Let me tell you why he couldn't even try it in the group games, because he messed up the first two games and he had to win that third game, which he still didn't win. So why did he not bench Foden? I just think that he did not deliver enough to have warranted the starting point. Even
Yeah.
Walker was responsible for two of these goals that we saw today by abandoning his wing or his part of the
Well, you
field.
know that always happens to England, and I saw it in like maybe minute 65. I go, everyone's now playing hero ball.
Yeah.
I was like, why is everybody rushing to? I said, it's not. What are you guys doing? I was like,
Did
you've
you
lost
get
it. I said, you've lost it. And I just saw them running everywhere. I'm like, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
And Spain
Headless
kept their
chicken.
positions, kept their
Yeah.
shit. Said, okay, if you want to rush us, okay, now there's space. Thank you very much.
So much space. I'm like, every time I look there, there's Williams is just like, do what I want.
He's standing in space. He's
Yes.
doing what he should do.
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to stand. You either put a man
Stand
by
there.
me or you don't. I'm not running back to go and help these guys because I know that's not my position. I'm going to stand where my coach instructed me to stand.
Yeah.
That was it. And the only player I saw trying to hold any with was Saka. But I saw even Saka at some point. I saw him on the left chasing down the ball, and I'm like, okay,
Because it was like anywhere.
who's covering your side? That's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, who's covering your side? And I think it was the previous game. I saw both Rice and Menu run forward. And I was screaming at my TV. I was like, who's back there? It's like these English players, I don't know if it's the hype.
It's
or
just like they're
something.
doing their own thing.
After a while, they all just say, we must be heroes. We have to save
Yes, we have
this
someone has
pressure.
to step up. Yeah.
We just
That's
have
why
to go
they're
do it.
winning despite their coach.
The coach,
Let me
yeah.
read some of these comments. It's called balance on the man. I guess he was talking about how there's no superstar in the team. How you were referring to.
Exactly.
And there's no balance in that team. And that's true. I think there was no balance that we could see. Southgate always plays safe. The England team has been dependent on quick transitions and individual moments of brilliance. Absolutely. And then it's the same story from the days of Gerrard and Lampard till date. Foden was on teleport. I couldn't place Bellingham anywhere. And Kane that kept dropping into the anyway. I never expected England to get this far. Facts. Yeah.
But one thing we need to know though, in
Yeah.
this competition that England has actually gotten the final, they've been absolutely lucky in the draws, and still they haven't even. It's so annoying. They've been so. I mean, if they had switched places with Spain, you think they would have gone through Germany,
No, that group,
France,
no.
and Spain now? No chance.
Yeah. I don't think they
Maybe
would.
France,
But like,
but not
because I've been
Germany.
predicting England throughout the whole tournament, I've seen what people had to say to me. They said we would lose to Switzerland, we would lose to Netherlands. So everyone did assume that they would have lost even after the group
Nah.
stages. So, and I have like that's what people told me. They told me they didn't expect them to even get past the first round of 16. So I don't know.
Come on.
No.
No, England
I'm
is always
telling you
guaranteed it.
what people were telling me in my comments.
The thing people fail to understand is that England's quality, the quality of the players, will take them basically out of the group stage. You don't need to coach; they
Yes.
can coach themselves, and they'll get
Yes.
out of the group stage. They are that good. But then when you
Yes.
meet the other guys that have your same level,
And
Yeah.
and if you
you
finish
now need
first
to
in your
step
group,
up.
you're most likely guaranteed a quarterfinal
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
England on your
And
side.
if you notice, the level of football is getting very, very close nowadays. Don't expect to go and route like Austria. Don't go thinking
Yeah.
just go meet Austria and route them 4-0. No, these guys are training at the same level as you. They have the
Yeah.
same dietitians. They have the same physical coaches. They have the same tactical awareness. So
Yep.
the level is very
Scouts.
slim.
Yeah.
So if you're not as a group have your tactics in place, the tactics of the other team will just displace you 100%.
Yeah. One more thing I was going to say about Foden, him and his one-touch football. Every time I saw him, he was making an errant pass because it was like as if I can't keep the ball for too long. I was like, I just see Pep blowing a horn in their ear every time you have the ball longer than 2 seconds. Pass it, pass it. That's kind of how he was playing, and then he would pass it to God knows who.
Yeah.
So
I think Foden has been. I don't want to use the word found out, but no one says. And if you look at all the English stars in their team, no one says, "Oh, to play." And I'm going to not use a national bias. No one says, "Oh no, to play Kopama, you can only play Kopama if you play this guy here." Right? People say, if you want to play Kopama, these are the positions you can play Kopama, and everyone knows what he's good at. Right? No one says if you play Jude Bellingham, you can't play this person. But when it comes to Phil Foden, they're like, well, if you play him, you can't do this. And Harry Kane. Those are the two problems. If you play him, you can't do this. And it's not necessarily his fault. It's just that at City, he has a very, very specific role. And he has runners. And he has a physical striker that pulls people out of position so that when they take the defenders, there's space. And then you now put him with the most immobile striker. I don't want to call him a striker this competition. It's probably still has a back injury. Attacking defensive midfielder sometimes, right?
yeah.
Whose average position is below the halfway line.
Yes, and I saw a graphic
Standing on top of him. And Jude Bellingham, who everyone has told him is the Messiah. So in his mind, he has to do everything. And then they all want to be the same position at the same point in time. And I don't know how the coach, like, we all saw it. It's like, so did they train differently, or did you see this in training and still think, somehow it's good enough? And why don't you just say, hey, look, Foden, at some point after the first 3 games, you should have said, look, if I play you here, this is what I want you to do, or you're out. Anthony Gordon is playing your position. Hey, Kane, what Tooney saved you a couple of Ivan Toney scored the other day. If you don't buckle up and make runs, you're done. But he can't say that. And that's where Gareth failed. He could not say that. He didn't have balls to say that. Because if he had dropped Kane before the final and shown he was, then people won't be surprised. And it will not maybe come to an emotional surprise if you say, Harry Kane, don't stop. But think of all the articles written in the British press, right? About this generation and Harry Kane. He's now surpassed all the goal scorers. How do you tell that guy at the finals, this is where you don't start?
Yeah.
Because, but you knew, so it was already baked in that, okay, Kane was going to start. So then, okay, if Kane is going to start, maybe go to the next guy. Foden is young. Just tell Foden, you're sitting this one out. We need to try something different. And we need to at least, and no one will criticize him if he tried something different and it didn't work as well, because everyone knew what he was doing was not working. So it's not like he didn't give it enough chances. I don't get it. But anyway.
And the time to try that was the third group game.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's when you try something like that. But again, England had to have won 2 games to be comfortable doing that. If they had won their first 2 games, they would have played any group, any team of people in the third game, and they didn't have that luxury. But still, I still think they had the luxury of benching Phil Foden.
Yeah, that's the easiest person to bench.
Walker. I just have a problem with this whole team. Why is Walker still there? TA is a generational talent. We see him all the time. Why is he
Yeah.
not starting? Then you try to
I would
force him
actually
to go.
forgot that Trent Alexander-Arnold is not playing the team. I actually forgot. Can you
Yes,
imagine?
because he didn't. He played
Can
in
you
one game in
imagine?
the middle and he sucked because he's not a midfielder.
That is my biggest problem. And if you watch those games that Arnold played, it was actually very good.
But the
And-
question is, Arnold wants to come into midfield and do what? See
Exactly.
Nunes running, see Gakpo running, see these guys running, and do that his ping ball. Where's Kane when he has the ball? Kane is 4 feet away from him.
Yeah.
So you give me the ball. What's he supposed to do? It's like stupidity. Like you're playing these players, you see how they play in their teams, and then you don't give him a runner. You don't give him Anthony Gordon sprinting down the left to switch the play. So what's the point in saying play midfield? So he can do a 4-yard pass to Kane because Kane wants to drop the center circle to collect the ball and then do what?
And Kane, every time he collected the ball, he had nowhere to go, and nowhere to pass to. It was just anyway. We'll get to Kane too. I think we'll talk about him. Let's move on. Feel like we're not done with this. We will talk next about our best 11. So we'll be quick. Just name your best 11.
Oh, that's tough. I saw this list. I don't know why you asked me to go first. I don't have.
Okay.
I can name players. I can name a couple of players that have.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do it together.
Okay.
Goalkeeper.
Let's
Who do
do
you guys vote for goalkeeper?
Pickford. I would say Pickford.
I'll go Pickford.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he actually made some great saves to keep them in the semi-final. Actually, in all the knockout games, he was actually a standout. And in the penalty save,
I was going to go with Pickford, but I decided to go with Magnon, France's goalkeeper. He had more saves. But I think Pickford is a good shout. What about let's do a back four.
Okay, back.
Let's do traditional back four, like full backs and center backs. Who do you guys have for center backs?
Center back, Saliba, definitely. Saliba.
I'll do Saliba and Stones.
Yeah, Saliba.
I was going to do Saliba and Guehi.
Yeah. Really? You do Guehi before Stones?
Yeah.
Just because this is the first
Stones
tournament.
was the second goal, by the way. By staying onside. By playing that guy onside. He could have been onside.
Yeah, he did. He did. But just because of his no, not Stones, not an English defender. I'll go with I'll go with the Laporte. Laporte, actually. I actually was quite impressed. Yeah, no. Spanish.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Laporte. Yeah.
I actually didn't notice him.
Yeah, exactly, because they were that good. Effectively quite good. So yeah, Saliba on the right side, Laporte on the left. For me personally, if you want to pick someone else.
I think Gay had a good group stages tournament.
I'll go with Stones and Saliba.
Saliba. Yeah, Saliba was very great. What about your fullbacks?
I'll give Guerrero left back.
Guerrero, definitely.
Guerrero left back.
Yeah. I'm giving Carvajal. I'm giving both of them.
Okay, I didn't think Carvajal was that. It was quite dependable on the right anyway. Yeah.
Let me think.
Is there someone else? Right? It's not Kyle Walker.
No, not Kyle Walker.
It's not Kyle Walker because of today's game. To be fair.
It's not period.
I was going to think about not Konate, the French guy that plays for Sevilla. It doesn't do enough going forward.
He does not do enough.
No.
That French team, they are the true scammers. I think they're a bigger scam than England.
Their manager was a bigger scam than England.
Yeah.
Than Southgate.
Yeah.
He should be flogged.
Yeah.
And they got away. I don't know how they escaped the PR.
Did Mbappe score a goal from open play or even a goal?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Carvajal.
You think Carvajal's okay?
Yeah.
What do you want to do in the middle? 3 or 2?
3 is fine.
That's because we don't have a real striker. We don't have a striker. Like if we do 4-3-2-1 or whatever, or 4-2-3-1, there's not a real striker in this tournament that busts the tournament at all.
Yeah, that's true. But
I think how many goals did Gakpo have? Didn't he have the highest goal of any striker?
Okay, Gakpo.
Yeah, I think Gakpo. Like but I mean, he played from the left, right?
He played from the left. Let's put him as striker because we need a striker. I think I'm okay with that.
Okay.
We don't have to play them in a real position like
that. Okay, no worries.
All right, let's do 4-2-3-1. All right. Okay. So who'll be your 2?
Oh, I'll put Rice and
Rodri. Yeah.
Rodri and Rice. I like Shaka, but I'm okay with
Yeah,
Rice.
I think Chaka was also very good, but it didn't play. It didn't go too
But he didn't
far.
get past. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm looking at who got to the finals,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
I'll give it to Rice and Rodri.
All right. What
If you
about
have
you?
those two, I
What do you
think
want?
I
The
have to
German kid, what's his name?
Musiala, number 10.
Musiala.
Ella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Musiala is mine as well. I have Williams on the left.
No, oh, I was thinking the one ahead of the two.
Oh, so you're going to go 4-3, 4-2,
4-2-3-1.
1.
Yeah.
Oh, so the three you have to put Musiala as one
Yeah,
of them
Yes.
because you only have one striker.
Yes.
yeah.
You have to put Nico Williams.
He's
That's what
on
I
the
said.
left, definitely.
Williams
He's
on
on
the
the left.
left. Who's on the right?
It's Jamal, definitely. I'm giving it
No,
to
you
you.
have to put Saka, who had more impact.
I mean,
Saka-
honestly,
Saka had higher ratings. You have to put Saka there.
yeah, I think Saka did.
I don't think Saka. I mean, the only game Saka stood out for me was the Switzerland. Was it Switzerland? No,
The
It
last
was
game.
Switzerland.
was it Switzerland? He scored.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but he still has higher take-ons. He still dribbles past players.
Oh, yeah.
most
He's
often.
very-
Effectiveness, Jamal assisted the first goal today. He scored against France. So I think
They have the same.
he had
stat.
more assists. He had the most
Do
assists in
they?
the tournament.
Let's check.
Yes, he had the most assists in the tournament, Jamal.
Okay,
So-
maybe he had more assists.
I think he was more effective. Obviously, my bias is towards Saka as an Arsenal
Really
fan.
not.
but still.
Since you're picking them up.
We can.
But yeah,
we don't
I
have to all agree, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't have to
yeah.
We would
If
decide
you
that
guys,
without
if the
position.
majority go for Saka, that's fine. But I would have picked Jamal.
I just
Jamal.
think like if I was building a team, but I think on paper, yes, when they give us the starting 11, they will put Yamal in the teams for sure. They'll put him in the team.
We'll
And
have
then
his
we-
age.
The what?
His age as well.
Yeah, he's 17. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, right? Yeah.
And then we
yeah.
said we'll do Gakpo at up top.
I think so. Just because, to your point, who's the striker?
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe we're being unfair. Let's think about it carefully.
I thought
Yes,
about it. I
it's
saw Havertz. Havertz scored 2 penalty goals, but again, their
It's
team
not
didn't go far.
Ritz. It's not Ritz. Then in France, it can't be Mbappe.
No.
It's not Giroud.
It's not Kolomwani. Good
not
riddance.
Kane.
That guy is rubbish, man.
So
Kolomwani.
then I don't know. Obviously, Portugal, do they have a striker?
Nope.
Yeah, they don't have one.
Oh,
we're leaving out.
Ruiz.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad one. Yeah, Olmo,
Rodri,
Musiala.
Ruiz. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I think you have to put Gakpo in that team, Shad.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Gakpo was solid.
He needs to get there. He needs to get it, whichever way. Whether
For
up
some
front or
reason, he
left.
plays so well for the Netherlands. Like he
Yeah.
just comes alive a lot for the Netherlands.
I think it's how they play
Yeah.
and what he's asked to do at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just tactics.
All right.
I'll take him at Arsenal, Shad. He can come and learn work properly.
Let Ola hear that. Ola said this guy was good at right back.
He said-
Walker. He wasn't
Yeah.
bad. He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Bad. I agree.
He was dependable as well. Like
Yeah.
always.
And
I don't know how.
every
Yours.
part of this game, he was taking out Nico Williams. Went 1-on-1 early on when he was at
Yeah.
30 something.
But it was at fault for 2 goals though. The first goal, like
He
EJ
was out of position.
pointed out, and then
Yeah.
the goal against Slovenia, where they were
He can
struggling.
save him.
Yeah, he kept
But he
the
doesn't
guy
have-
on side. Yeah, so
Yeah, but you guys are saying you want to play Trent there. Talk
Yes.
about not being where you should be.
I mean, that would have been a different animal. I feel like would have been way better offensively with Trent.
Yeah, but we're talking about defensive mistakes Walker made. We're
I
not
mean, we
talking
would have
about
needed to be this defensive if we had someone that could.
no, not with this coach.
are you
It's the
talking
coach.
about Southgate?
Yes, exactly. I don't know what
That
you
sounds
guys
like
talking
a
about.
transition to the next topic. Well, hold on. Let me read this last comment. Gakpo playing well in international football has proved that international football. Oh, absolutely. That's a huge point. And I don't know. I think I give these people credit. Like you, Toby, you made a good point earlier. I mean, it's a fact. Playing international football with these players who play for their clubs and come and play for their, it's just there's not enough time to build the chemistry that you want to see. There's not enough time to like be cohesive. My problem with this English team is that they have also already played with each other. Majority of them have played with each other before in different competitions. So why don't they have no chemistry? That's what.
I'm just
Should I tell you
waiting for
why?
I'm waiting for the Gary Southgate session. Actually,
Should I tell you
Let's go.
why?
Let's go. Let's go.
You want to tell you why they don't have the chemistry?
Yeah.
Because Southgate lost his spine. His spine is Maguire, who plays very well for England, right?
Okay.
Then he has Rashford on the left, or he had Sterling on the left. He always had a pacey left winger. So that when Saka then came into the English team, if Kane is doing his rubbish, at least you have Sterling, who you know will dribble everybody,
Yeah.
but the end product may not be there. Or he had Rashford. So he had potency on the left, and he had like cohesiveness on the right. And then he had the leader he could trust. He had Maguire. So once he lost Maguire, and then it's now Stones and Greeley, then it's now too many things changed for him, and he didn't figure out his left side. If he figured out his left side early on, actually, it's an excuse because he could have tried Gordon there, which is what he does for Newcastle. And so if he just looked at the names, if he looked at the player profile, not the name, he still had solutions. But I don't know why he should have taken Rashford because he didn't have any other left-footed player. And then taking, what's the left back? Luke Shaw, who only was able to play the last two games. It's a crime as your only left-footed defender.
That was unforgivable. That was a fireable offense.
You can't tell me in all the English teams, Premier League and
Mitchell was available.
What about Chilwell? Was he injured?
I think Chilwell was just coming back, so I'm not actually sure. I don't have the data on Chilwell, but Mitchell was actually playing fantastic under the new coach towards the end of the season. How can a fully fit Mitchell not make it to the Euros and Shaw, who is just coming back, play, and then you play Trippier on the left.
On the left, yeah. And then you are begging Ben White to come to be what? To be another four,
exactly. Now you have five different right backs. You can't already play TAA. So what was Ben White supposed to do?
Yeah. In fact, Ben White solved this problem because he would have been like, I have to take Ben White. Ben White said, you know what? Don't take me. It's fine.
Take me.
So he actually even helped him. So because he'd have carried him as well to do what?
Oh my goodness.
So I think that's why he the people he trusted, he built a relationship with, and that's why I think he just need a new manager to break this Kane Maguire relationship and just say, England, this is your best team. I feel bad for Anthony Gordon actually. Like this for him. So, of all the players, this is a waste of time. He should have been on holiday, resting for Newcastle.
Let me ask you guys a question. Sorry, really quickly before I forget it. Is Harry Kane not the right person to play up front for England? How can we truly say that when he is he has the most goals for the country? He had the most goals in Bundesliga. Why is he the right person to play for England up front?
Right now, he finished the season injured with Bayern. So he's not fit.
He's not fit.
So a fit Harry Kane will start for almost any team in the Premiership. Harry Kane is a world-class striker, right? Yeah. Let's be honest. When he's fit. He's not fit, and you can't take at international football, knockout football, every game is important. It's not like a season where you can figure out your form. If you're not ready, you're out. So in knockout football, you have to get players that are ready to play. It's obvious he's not fit. He can't run. He can't turn. He always, when he doesn't see the ball and he can't run, he's coming too deep. So it's either you can't coach him. He's either not coachable, but I know he's coachable because Bayern made him do something different.
Yeah.
Right. And so he has to be coachable, but I don't know. Is this hero Harry Kane will not leave England till he's beaten everyone's scoring records. That's why he'll take all the penalties. He's playing for England for his name. He wants to go out as the highest goal scorer in England with enough margin so that it'll take a while for anyone to catch him. That's why he plays all the penalties and he doesn't want to leave. If I'm telling you, if Harry Kane has 1 foot fit, he's playing in the next World Cup.
OMG.
This is exactly the same thing Ronaldo did, right? Or us, Ronaldo's still playing for Portugal.
Well, Harry Kane is quality. Harry Kane is quality. But what the problem I have again goes back to Gary Southgate. Gary Southgate is not a good manager. If Harry Kane drops deep, just the same way we're talking about Trent, then you have to have runners because he as well can pick a pass. He's as good a passer as any other attacking midfielder. But
when he's fit.
When he's fit, that or Trent or TA or De Bruyne. So if you don't have any runners, it's just another clogging the middle with nothing happening. So there's no runner. Foden doesn't go ahead. I think Bellingham sometimes Saka doesn't really. Saka wants the ball to fit. Yeah. So all the players want the ball to fit. So the striker has to either run behind, which is where Watkins comes in because he does that a
Mhm.
lot. But he's Kane, and Southgate doesn't have the balls, like Toby said, to actually make that decision and say, okay, either we bring Tony starts because Tony is
Mhm.
fantastic. He can start.
And
He
it
can run.
both,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can start Tony. If we need goals, we can bring you in. It's a conversation. Obviously, is a big ego and he would like to start. But then, if you want to start him, then make the team that is suited for him. So
Right.
put runners into the team. But you
So
don't
who do
have
you have dropped?
Is Anthony Gordon a runner?
Oh
absolute
yes,
Okay,
fantastic.
I don't
oh
know.
yes, and you help defend that left wing, up and down,
Oh,
up.
is a then going back to this bloody Southgate. I understand international football is different from club football, but as a manager, all you do is watch club football and pick the players you want.
Right. What
How
else do
how
you have?
you've watched the whole season with Cole Palmer performing like he's performing, Anthony Gordon tearing down the left flank for the whole season, and still you can't find a a
A system
system that supports these players you have. Eze was on fire. Eze didn't play. I mean, Foden wasn't doing anything. Doesn't Eze start? Why doesn't Eze start?
because who? What did Foden? What award did Foden win at the end of the season?
I told people not to give
No,
that
what's
guy
the
that
award?
award.
What
I
award
told
did they
him
give
not
him?
to give him that award. It
What
didn't
award
look
did they
good
give
on
him?
him. He
But
didn't
as a
play well.
manager, what does that award have to do with how you For example,
Because all
It's
these
press,
pundits
man. Those
have
English people.
said he's the English Premier League Player of the Season. If the press votes him, or who votes for Premier League Player of the Season? Is it the press or who is it? Or players? Whatever. It's not
It's
players.
press.
It's the press. If the press has voted this guy the English Player of the Season, how do you say he doesn't start?
I mean, you
It's
can if take Spanish manager. I think he's a new coach as well, right? I think he's relatively a new coach for Spain.
Yeah.
But the way they play is almost like there was a blueprint that passed
Yeah.
on from the previous coach onto this coach, and it's not like every. I don't think apart from I think there are very few people that play in the same club for that Spanish team. There are very few
Yeah.
people. If you want to,
It's not like
Morata Atletico
Barcelona.
Madrid, Yamal Barcelona, Neco Williams is in the Basque club.
yeah.
Uh,
Athletic
Rodri is in
Bilbao.
England.
Hmm.
Ruiz is in Paris. Omo is in Germany.
Yeah.
Laporte is in Saudi Arabia.
Is
Norman
he?
is in Real Sociedad. The left back Cucurella is in Chelsea. The right back is in Madrid. So actually, there's none of them play in the same club.
Yeah, and they look like
They look like
play a club. They play club football.
club
together.
football. So
It's just a manager. There's no other explanation.
So I guess what I'm hearing from you guys is that he should have been sacked. I would say last World Cup.
No,
What do you guys think?
I,
no. I think last World Cup is unfair.
Okay, so should we keep him till
Of
2026?
course not. No, now is a good time. That's why I say
Okay.
to me the good thing of this loss is they can say thank you. You've been really really well.
Yeah.
But you've been there with your coaching staff for so long. We want a new guy to come in and do the post Kane era. You've brought in some new kids onto the block. Let's give this to another guy to build on all these new kids. And
Yeah.
you've done really well. And if they want to give him a knighthood, give him the knighthood and let him go away. But like he's not gonna. He's been there for too long. It's like Wenger at Arsenal. After a while, guy, you need to go.
Yeah.
It's just true. It's the truth.
one other big problem I have is that I've heard about the Nico brothers in I
Williams.
keep forgetting the club.
Athletic
Bilbao.
Bilbao.
Atletico
Yeah, Athletic Bilbao.
Bilbao,
Yeah.
yeah. But I've never actually seen this Nico Williams guy play
Oh,
until
yeah.
I saw him in the tournament. I've seen the other brother play. But the way the coach is able to identify these guys, Yamal is 17, is a new guy. I mean, he could have played one older player that has been in Spain for a long time. He could have found a way to keep the previous old heads basically. But no, he has transitioned the team based on form and based on people that are playing well. So I really don't understand how you can watch Premier League day in day out and cannot integrate new players into your squad. I mean, you don't. These are professional footballers. You don't need someone to have played 500 million times for England
Right.
before you can say, "Oh, this guy has played so much. He's who I trust." It's a professional football. You have to trust the whole squad, right? So
Yeah.
if Kane is not performing, put in what's his name, Tony or
Watkins.
Watkins. Watkins
Yeah.
had 83 goals contribution or something like that. in the
Watkins is
season.
there. Yeah, but Kane also had maybe 14
Yeah, he had
in
40.
Germany.
Yeah,
So
but you can switch the team and play to the
yeah,
strengths of the players. Like
yeah, I
you
think
said,
yeah,
if your players are not suited, I mean, basically the whole attacking left side, Kane, Phil
yeah,
Foden, Bellingham, they all play the same way. Ball to feet, turn around, turn around. Make something different. Look at Nico Williams and Yamal, very direct.
Ooh,
They are so direct that the whole just want to get forward and attack the space and stand out wide. So you have an outlet.
yeah.
Always have an
yeah.
outlet. But England had nothing. Nothing. So it was
And he
sad.
saw it for 7 games.
Yeah,
Like
seven games.
every time it was the same thing. Like he didn't look good. The only time he really looked good was against Netherlands.
No,
And
no.
even then,
So
And I don't think he really even wanted an attacking left side because he had Anthony Gordon. I think he was being also defensive, and he
right.
wanted people that would hold the ball and would stay back. I don't think he really wanted to come out there. Southgate's best thing is at 1-1. He was hoping for penalties.
Yes.
1-1. Let's
Hell,
go to penalties. Extra time and penalties. And
actually, I
Spain
put
was
on
like,
Twitter. I was like, we're not going. This game must finish in regular time. But I was like, I'm supporting England, and they don't look like they will score. So I'm not sure which regular time is going to happen. Who this favors? But yeah.
so
Um.
definitely no. It shouldn't stay until 20. If again they looked at it that okay, he got unlucky again. Maybe
Yeah,
next last hurrah, they might leave him.
they might.
But personally, like Toby said, he can go to hell. Just
it cost
go
me
hell.
$100 today.
Oh, I think I said at the beginning of this tournament that I would want Southgate and Harry Kane gone after this. I lumped them together because I think Harry Kane in 2026 will be 33. I'm just saying that if by 2026 we don't have a better striker than a 33-year-old, then that's going to be a problem just for English football. So surely there will be someone else that we can
Yeah.
expect to perform better in 20. Not that I think Harry Kane is washed or anything. I just think that someone else could be better than him in when he's 33 years old.
I
So
don't
I
think
think, and I think Southgate going. I don't know if a new manager will be different because again, him being pragmatic has gotten him to 2 finals, to the quarterfinals of World Cup, even though Harry Kane missed the penalty, and then it got him to the quarter semis of the
semi-finals.
World Cup of 2018.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's been here for 8 years. He's reached heights that they keep saying no other English manager has brought this team this far.
But no other English manager has had this talent at this level.
Right.
Where you
So
can say
they're the
on
ones
paper,
doing it for him. He's
where
going
you
to
can
win
say
the
on
competition.
paper, yeah. When last did England go into competition and you say on paper they should
These
win
players should be winning. You have the best player in Bundesliga, best player in the other one
in England?
England, and the one person who won best player in Spain, who is
It's
going to
Spain.
win Ballon d'Or, by the way. I said it on Twitter that
It's okay.
all
Let's hear what.
hold on. All Jude Bellingham had to do in this final was assist. I just said assist to go and the Ballon d'Or is yours. And guess
He's
what?
not winning the Ballon d'Or. Why is he
He's
winning
going
Ballon
to
d'Or?
win it.
On
Who's
what
going to
ground? What has he done?
He got to the
What do you
finals
mean, what
of
has
the
he done?
Euros,
He won
won
the Champions League.
League, and won La Liga.
La
He's
Liga.
I mean,
winning Ballon d'Or.
Vini Junior did more
No.
in
He
Champions
didn't
League
get to the final
than
quarters
Bellingham.
of Copa America. That's all he had to do.
But
That-
he didn't win it. He didn't win Copa America. He didn't win the Euros. He didn't
He
win
got
it.
to the final.
What does that? Who remembers finalists? Nobody remembers. The only way
He's
we only
second, they
remember
always
winners.
remember finalists.
Nobody
That's the
remembers.
problem. You are
Do I
not
know who
remember.
played last year's Europa final? I don't remember.
Germany
I
now.
only know if he won it.
Are you have memory loss?
It was
Why
England
you
and
don't
Germany
remember?
now. Sorry. Oh, Italy, sorry.
Yeah. Everyone remember. Like if you remember the game, you remember who they played. I don't think that's something to say. Like, I
No,
don't
but
think
Onome's point is correct, right? I don't think we shouldn't celebrate Southgate or Bellingham for losing a final. I don't think
nobody's
that's
celebrating.
right
I'm just saying he's going to win the Ballon d'Or.
I don't think he deserves it.
No, I don't think he deserves it. Vinny
I don't
did
know.
way more for
Well, I don't know
Madrid.
if it should be Vinny either. Actually, I take it
Let me
back.
tell you guys a fact. Whether you think he deserves it or not, he's winning it. Like that's just a fact. But hold on. Let me read some more comments. Aya thinks Rodri is going to win Ballon d'Or. It won't happen.
Exactly. Why not
Hey, that's the
Rodri?
guy that should win it.
He
Yeah.
didn't even play
I was
this
right.
final.
What do
Yeah.
you mean he did play? He played the first half.
Okay. And then Jude scored a goal. Also assisted a goal. It's balanced.
Rodri won it.
Really? England 2006 was more talented than this team.
I don't think so.
EJ still won't forgive Kane for missing that penalty. Yeah, I didn't think he had any reason. Like he's like a penalty merchant, and then he let the moment.
Is it the one in France with
Yeah.
versus France?
And guess what? It was just to tie the game. Wasn't
It wasn't even to win.
wasn't to win. I'm like, you can't do that.
Oh,
If he sees Arsenal, all he'll do is score the penalty. Get out.
don't mind him.
Yeah. To be fair, Modric won Ballon d'Or even after win. Exactly.
That was the wrong one because was that not the year they should have given it to Henry?
Ronaldo.
Who wanted the year they should have given it to Henry?
It's this bloody
that's
Nedved. Nedved. Pavel Nedved.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Nedved. Yeah.
Yeah, that was way
Yeah, that was a steal.
That was
Everything Modric won this year, Ronaldo won and scored more goals and more assists than him. And he still won for getting to the semi-finals of the World Cup. Nah. Don't tell me no Roger. Roger won one. He couldn't even win FA Cup.
He won
Against
the league.
I think
United that
right.
hasn't won anything all year.
I think Bellingham is probably a favorite to win it.
Yeah. There's a ranking. There's like a leader stand. Like that's just a fact. That's why I said. All I said, Messi's winning Ballon d'Or as soon as he wins over today. What I thank God on the list, Messi's not in the top 10. I was like, thank you.
It doesn't matter.
They'll
They've
find
not
a way.
voted.
Trust me, they'll find a way.
But they're not voted yet. So what's this top 10? Doesn't
No,
matter.
it's like a ranking list. You have a running list all the time.
Yes, but when the time comes to vote, anybody picks what they want to vote.
That's true.
I don't agree. England 2002 is the most talented
English team. That's
I think overhyped.
football then.
I think back then England players didn't really play abroad. England players were all in England. At the technical level, they were big names, but I don't really think.
Nah, technically they were not very good, really.
Yeah,
I mean, compared to the technical people. I mean, if you see Cole Palmer, do you see the goal he scored today?
I saw it.
Yeah.
No.
See what Jude is doing.
So much individual brilliance.
Yeah.
I was telling people I'm watching. Everyone on Twitter was watching England. Either they were watching to support their team's players, like if they're a Chelsea fan, bring Cole Palmer on, Cole Palmer, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans, Saka, right.
Yeah.
If they were, I was like, you guys are hate watching. I'm watching for real. So I was rooting for all except for Foden, who was stinking the whole field up.
I do agree.
I was watching as like a true fan, so I could see, like, I can definitely say Cole Palmer's goal was a great goal. Like that was.
Yeah, he's a great player, right? It's just like I think.
I don't know if he's a great player yet. I need to.
No. But I think honestly, he deserved a lot more. He deserved to play more than Foden, and I could even almost say maybe he deserved to play even more than Mainu. I'm gonna put him in that midfielder link.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
And I think he could have had a much different setup. I just think Southgate is not because it's not progressive. He doesn't want that. Yeah. He basically said, "I want Calvin Phillips." That's what he said. He said, "My problem is I don't have a Calvin Phillips." And everybody's like,
shocking.
So you just want a tempo side-to-side player.
That's the height of it.
That's your problem.
That's the height of it. To know this guy is not ready.
Yeah,
he's not ready. I mean, Spain dominated games. You see, when you talk about bravery of coaches, you know how offensive Germany was. Spain still stuck to one defensive midfielder in Rodri.
Yeah.
And they dominated that game as well with Rodri, Ruiz, and Olmo. Or was that the game Pedri got injured? Or Pedri? I mean,
Pedri got injured against Germany. Yes.
Yeah. So there is no bravery in his game. It's always the safe, pedestrian, the safe, and I think a lot of people are.
Yeah. So Aya is still defending his shout for 2000. He said Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, stop it.
Did they all play together? Did they play the same? Hold on.
I don't think that 2002.
Wait,
Lampard?
Hold on. Did Lampard, Scholes, and Gerrard play in the same game?
I don't think so. When did that ever happen in
2002? They normally push Gerrard to the left or somebody to the left to the side. So they do play, but
because I actually watched the 2002 World Cup. Lampard.
Let me write. Hold on, let's find out. Should we just Google it? Hold on.
Yeah, I think Owens and David Beckham were the stars of that team. I don't recall.
Tell Aya if he wants to yarn, he should have come on the podcast.
Yeah, stop accusing us of not knowing. And guess what? Ola said England were bookie favorites in this tournament. Let's not play down the talent in this.
Don't mind him. Don't mind him.
Rio, Terry, Beckham, Rooney, Gerrard. And now this looks more like a 2006 squad. Like when I start seeing Rio,
Okay, who's
I don't know who Kaiser is. But yeah,
see? So who are the wingers in this team?
do I know nobody?
They
That's
don't. They
what I
don't
say.
play wing. They don't. They just have right midfield. It was always two strikers. They started football by this guy, this Swedish coach, Steven Goran Eriksson.
Got
Steven
Ericsson.
Goran
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
who's the
Eriksson.
wingers?
Svensson.
Let me
Four
go
four
find out.
two. Beckham, Owen, Emileski, or whoever
And
is the
Lesky.
or Rooney or somebody with Owen. Very static football, and compared to what we see with these guys, no.
Yeah, it's not even the same.
These guys are elite.
Come
Come
on.
on, you're saying Ballon. This guy wants to win Ballon d'Or now,
He's gonna win.
and see what he has done. See the fantastic stuff he's done in
Depth.
Madrid
Also, see the depth, right? See the people that are on the bench.
on the bench. Yeah,
This
Yeah.
England team. You
The
have
people
the
that
guy
didn't
that
come.
scored
The people that didn't come.
30 goals and assists,
Yeah.
Yeah.
could barely get in. You have Anthony Gordon, couldn't get in. You have Trent Alexander-Arnold. You have Cole Palmer that scored 20-some goals that barely played 90 minutes the whole thing.
yeah.
Whereas your last squad, let me list it. Okay, let's list the squad. Sorry, since this guy has asked, I found it. David Simmons, Danny Mills, Ashley Cole, Trevor Sinclair, Rio Ferdinand, Sol Campbell, David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Emil Heskey, Wes Brown, Nigel Martin, no one knows that one, Wayne Bridge, Martin Keown, Garrett Southgate, Owen Hargreaves, Joe Cole,
These are
Mickey
like
Butts.
local English
Let's just
legends.
stop.
Local
Let's
English
just stop.
legends.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. The
Let's-
local English legend. Yeah.
Yeah, I off your account, off your Go and watch House of Dragons or whatever it is. It's okay.
That's what the dragon. But yeah, so I think we all are on the same page. We think England should start scouting for a new manager. They don't have to turn over any team. Just get a new manager that has no connections to these players and can make better team selections and use his resources properly. If you guys have nothing to add, I think we've come to the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Well-
It's a roundup. I'm quite disappointed now thinking about it. It would have been really nice for these guys to just. I know the media would have gone crazy and start bringing up stupid stars and not letting us sleep at night, but still, it would have been nice if they actually done something.
Absolutely.
But again, I don't feel sorry for Gary Southgate. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel
I
like
felt bad for him one moment because he did an interview. He was like, "The criticisms are hard." I was like, "Oh, I'll stop criticizing you, but I'm done."
But the criticism are fair.
Yes.
This is one thing I get pissed with English, especially Jude Bellingham. He came out with this trash talking about the whole putting out that stupid quote. It's not the person in the arena, it's the blah 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 blah. Yeah, he was putting that.
Is the
I
man
mean-
in the arena now?
No,
Sorry,
what
you guys
I
had-
think is people
I don't
actually like them.
Jude
People
Bellingham's
like them a lot. People like them a lot. And if you're not playing, if you're not playing well, you should be able to take criticism. The same way people hail you when you're playing well. You should be able to take the criticism and say,
Yeah, but I
Okay.
think I don't know. I don't think that's the same thing as not taking criticism. I think that's just him, like what you call it, motivating himself. That's how I saw it. Yeah, the man in the arena is the quote that people say that that they read to themselves to give themselves motivation. That's just the quote.
I think he was being cocky. He was being cocky, and
Yeah, I mean he did when he said, "Who else?"
yeah. Can you imagine?
That was a good goal.
You haven't won anything. Can you imagine?
He's won everything this year.
Uh,
He literally won Champions League.
yeah, we now see why he won it. He had better players around him. That's why he won it.
Okay, well,
I'm joking.
are we saying that? Are we blaming England for his? I don't know.
All right.
This is what's his name? Itata said Rodri should win Ballon d'Or. We know that won't happen. But yes, wonderful show, wonderful show. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys in the chat for participating, and we'll see you guys next week. Actually, we may be taking a break after this week.
Yeah, we'll break.
We are taking a break, and then we'll watch. I guess when Premier League comes back, we'll be back. So,
All right.
thank you guys.
Appreciate it, everyone.
Next time.
Yeah. See ya.
All right. Bye.
Bye.